So, do you have a girlfriend?
Damn, you're gonna set me up off the rip.
Hard-hitting question.
Nah, I don't have a girlfriend right now.
Okay.
It's just Bubby Beats, no melodies or nothing. Just the beats. Nah, it's just a single man. You know, nice. simple pleasures. That's all. What a hard fucking thing. I know a couple of people were waiting on that answer.
Yeah, you know what it is. Episode 12. Wait, yeah. 13 actually. This is episode 13.
Ooh, I'm lucky number 13. That's wild. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. Welcome back to another episode of the PDP. It's your boy, Pablo Prince. And today we got a very special guest. He's a producer, an artist. He sings. He's been in like the Chicago rap scene for a couple years now. Let's give it up for Bubby Beats.
Yo, what up? So I've only been in the music industry like professionally for 3 years. I'm going on my fourth now. I started in like 2019, late 2019, early 2020. And I've only been in the rap game for like a year now. I dropped my first album in June, so.
Damn, that was your first technically your first album?
Yeah, I mean, so I produced Raw for Alex Hale, now Alex 88, but that was like my first like full-length project with someone, I guess. I produced that whole thing, but Accountability was just my first like attempt at rapping.
Debut and shit. Yeah. It's crazy because I've known you for the beats and obviously because of Alex, and so for the people that don't know, Alex Hale, he's another rapper from the area. I guess what would you consider that, Bellwood?
Yeah, that's Woodside, I guess.
So, yeah, like the west suburbs of Chicago. And Alex, yeah, he needs to come on the pod too, but we used to like just get together and smoke, and he would play me his music. And a lot of times like he would just like rap like the craziest shit, but he never like dropped it. And I was like, damn. It was a lot of days just in the car like listening to this hot ass like music that just I guess he's holding on for like a special day or something.
It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna call you out, Alex.
Yeah,
it's
ridiculous the way bro
so
stockpiles music, man. We're even sitting on like an album and a half's worth of music right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's so much like great content, and I guess I don't know. People be wanting to perfect their craft, and I get it.
I mean, it's all gonna come at the right time. He's definitely one of those artists that's like very, driven to do it with meaning. He's not just gonna put out some stuff to like just, oh hey, I'm here. He's very like, yo, no,
Facts.
This is me. And he's always trying to retire too. Which I don't get, but he just wants to come back every time.
Damn. So for the people that don't know, me and Bubby, we actually live in the same neighborhood, and it's crazy because we didn't like find that out until like just recently. So we're like Northlake, and
it's like a 5-block
like we could walk to each other's houses.
It's ridiculous.
And he's been supporting me for like a couple of years now. He's always got my merch on. He even got like one of my designs tatted. Yeah, I'll put a picture right here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just support quality work. I've always been big on brand loyalty. That's always, especially like when Chance the Rapper was coming up, I had every Chance the Rapper shirt like you could own. So now that like I got homies that are just raw as fuck at this shit. And like I feel good in the clothes and I feel confident in the clothes, so I'm finna rock these bitches. And you're the homie, so it's like I could support my homie's business and also look fly as hell. Getting these bitches off.
Thank you. You had the hoodie on in the cover art, and you had like
the sweatpants too, the camo sweatpants and the hoodie. And then I had
in the music video too, right?
Oh yeah, in the music video I had that. I had the how could you understand me if I don't understand myself. No, that's the one I'm wearing now. I had the I'm not better than anybody, but nobody's better than me.
Yeah,
I just got too much.
Nah, I appreciate you for real. I appreciate everybody who's been continuing to like support me, and a lot of times I have a hard time being as consistent as I want to with my drops, but I think when I drop, people know like it's a big deal. So I appreciate you for supporting for sure.
Of course, man. I think it's because like we have a similar idea on the way that it is. Like the way I think about my music is kind of like the way you think about your drops. Like how we were kind of just talking a little earlier prior to this is, I want all my stuff to be like planned out and have, like a whole blueprint behind it, kind of like how you want with your merch drops and, just to make those drops a little more meaningful.
Yeah, definitely. Because you see a lot of times like people drop something and then they'll just they won't promote it as much, or they just move on to the next, and then you can't really expect people to show you like the love that it deserves, because they're like, you're already moving on to the next thing.
So I'm a firm believer that like the quicker we as artists forget about our art, people do too. Like we have to be as connected as our fans almost, or not even fans, just the people who support our craft.
Yeah. So I guess just taking it back, how did you get into music or like making beats?
So
what year was this?
I was always making beats in like 7th grade and 8th grade, and I would just do it unprofessionally. Like I would just make beats, and I look at my Facebook memories, and half the time I just like cringe because I'll be talking about like, oh, I'm in the studio knowing damn well I'm just in my bedroom.
Like on like Music Garage or
no, it's always been FL Studio. FL Studio is my home base. It's the only person that'll never text me some bullshit. So
how'd you get into that? Like you just had a computer and you got to it?
So my god brother, he was always chopping up soul samples on Acid Pro, and one day he took me to his homie's house who, like, we were there for a completely different reason, not even on some music shit. This dude used to like take the original Xbox and put like all the old Nintendo games on it, like
some modded shit. Like,
yeah.
What's that? There's a name for that. Like when you
it was emulated. It was
yeah. So we did that to my Xbox. But we did it in Colombia. Like you were able to get it. There's another word for that though. It's not like pirated. It's like
jailbroken.
Jailbroken. Let's go.
Jailbroken.
Yeah. Wow.
You remember jailbreaking iPods?
iPods too. Yeah, to get all the
all the apps and
kids
shit.
Nowadays don't know.
I don't know, dude. I was just thinking. You remember you used to have to like slide to unlock your iPod Touch? Dude, what a time to be alive.
Yeah. I remember I didn't have data, so I was so shitty that I couldn't use all the features, and like I could only use it on Wi-Fi, and even like FaceTime, that concept was so foreign to me because you couldn't really use it on the iPad.
Dude, I didn't know what FaceTime was until I was like a functioning adult. Like, don't feel bad about that. Also, I only had like the lighter app and the like like the Zippo lighter app.
Or like the app where you could like pour a drink.
Yeah, shit like that. That was just all the iPod Touch was. You didn't need much else. Now, I don't know. Can I ask? This is like just a totally random question.
Please, come on.
I feel like chips don't hit the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like chip selection just isn't what it used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a chip in particular? Chip?
No, I mean, so like
all chips just don't hit the same.
Yeah, bro. I remember like walking in a 7-Eleven as a kid, or let me age myself, into a white hen.
Yeah.
Walking in.
The white hen.
Walking into a white hen and just like seeing just like all these crazy selections of chips. Like it was almost like the candy aisle. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm just not happy anymore with the chips.
They used to have like those asteroids. I remember like the ones that would come in the bottle.
Yes.
Those are fire. And they don't have those anymore.
Bro, they don't have anything good anymore.
Yeah.
Now I know why kids are upset.
Wow. I just found out you're 26. No, I kind of knew. It's just like I get so many like different people's ages in my head, and I don't know. You have like a young heart. Like you have so much energy when I see you. So I thought you were younger than me, like way younger than me.
That, my friend, is what I call ADHD.
Yeah,
that is what I call severe ADHD, man. But no, I appreciate that because I definitely feel like I got an old soul. Yeah. I definitely feel like I'm a old wise man.
Especially with like the music you listen to.
Oh yeah, dude. It's hard for me to like listen to that like party shit that like, you know, the like go music. I'm fucking old, bro. Like I just want to sit back, I'm probably high, so I just really want to relax, listen to the music, break it down in my head, and cool it. I'm the kind of guy, if I'm in a bar or if I'm in a club, I'm just in a section by myself, dancing alone, like cooling. I don't,
Yeah, that's fire.
I don't need to. I don't know. I'm also a big fan of comedy, so like I also don't need to leave a bar with like a girl if I just have like a good time,
A good conversation.
like yeah, even so. All right, I did this one thing at this bar. I was out with my buddy, and there were these two girls sitting at this table across from me. And so I knew the bartender and the general manager. And so I sent them 2 shots of water, but it like looked like shots of tequila. So they had like salt on the rim, like a lime on it. And then when they got the shots, the guy was like, "Oh yeah, someone sent these shots to you." These girls started taking pictures and everything, like taking videos, like, "We got these free shots." And then when they drank it, it was fucking water.
Could they tell? Did they say anything?
Oh yeah. So the girl immediately goes, "Who the fuck did this?" And I'm already laughing. And so I just walked up and I was like, "Well, I didn't know what you drink for real. So now that we're talking, what do you drink?" She actually got tequila. So
that's a good pickup line for sure. Wow.
Dude, I don't know.
So would you say you're like in the bars like that? Like you're in like the bar scene?
I have been a lot more recently. Last year, no, you wouldn't have caught me outside a lot. I was just in a different headspace, but now I can like kind of be outside and still be out of the way. I don't like try to find myself in a lot of shit like that. I got a rule. I don't go out past 2 a.m. That's when all the drama happens. Like,
true. Yeah. Any fight that I've ever seen has always been like after 2 a.m. or like when people weren't supposed to be out and shit.
Exactly, bro. Like, why am I out at 4:30 a.m. at an after party? Half the time I gotta work the next day. Dude, I'm gonna just go home. I'm drunk as hell. And I'm gonna just crawl up in my bed and just go to sleep and go to work. I mean, I don't miss, like, I don't know, I'm 26. I don't care if I miss a house party anymore.
Yeah.
We got shit to do.
I used to walk on there because he lives on the other side of like North Avenue. So I used to walk to that side because that's where all the good parties were. And I remember like I would just be walking in your neighborhood, and it's crazy you bring up 7-Eleven because me and my friends, we used to go to 7-Eleven and we would all match like 50 cents to buy some donuts or something.
Oh, dude, 50-cent donuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like match it for the donut.
Match it for the donut. Dude, crazy you say that. Winking, dog. I know people who used to like get hot dogs, and this is like when they just started smoking weed. They would take the paper from the hot dog and roll the weed in the paper from like the wrapping of the hot dog, and it was just like some of the most like
cluck shit.
Yeah, like these were like, we were just going into like middle school, maybe like 7th grade, 8th grade.
Yeah, that's what happens when you can't get like swishers or like
dude.
White Owls.
I remember the first time I smoked weed, I smoked behind my pool in my mom's bowl. Shout out my mom.
And your mom's like, she had her own bowl?
Yeah, dude. Oh, my mom smokes weed. My mom smokes. Dude, there have been times where like my homies are chilling, like we're having a whole like rap session and everything. Like I'm engineering people. And my mom will come and she'll just hit the wood and she'll just like pop back inside and she'll be like, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" And I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?"
That's crazy. Yeah, I hear that like a lot of people who grow up with it don't really like to do it because they kind of seen it already. But I guess for the people like, where are you from, or like where are your parents from? You've always grown up in Northlake?
So yeah, I grew up from Northlake. My family dynamic is weird because like, so
you're very like ambiguous. Like I couldn't like if I saw you, like I would think you were Puerto Rican, or I would think,
so
like,
that's the thing is, all right. So my biological dad, he's black, and so I'm half black, half white.
Okay.
And so he unfortunately walked out of my life at an early point in time, and so my quote unquote what would be stepfather, but my dad, that's pops for real.
Yeah,
that's the old man, you know. So yeah, stepdad for real, stepped up dad type shit.
Yeah.
But nah, he is crazily actually Puerto Rican for real.
Oh,
so when I was younger, before like I really, couldn't like explain my family dynamic. I was in like 4th grade, 5th grade. I would tell people I was Puerto Rican because like how does
you're a kid.
yeah,
it's
you
like
know. But now it's like when I was, you know, past that, everybody could kind of tell. So like I wasn't finna hide that shit. And I was finna, you know, like, you know, I'm out here. You know?
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
No, so I am, and like we don't even know what we are on my mom's side for real. I got to take like a 23andMe. So
like the ancestry.
I'm just out here kicking it for real.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like I'm not, you know.
But as far as like so your family grew up in Northlake too, or like location wise, like.
So my grandparents lived like, you know, right by West Leiden. And my sister just bought a house like right by fucking Tony's. Finer
shout
Foods.
out to her. I've actually been looking for houses, bro. I'm trying to move out.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend.
Have you ever lived on your own before?
No, I haven't. Which is crazy. Yeah, I'm ready though. Like it's long overdue.
Dude, if you feel like you're ready, because I moved out at a point in time where like I wasn't ready, but like I knew I had to be. If you feel like you're ready, float that shit. And like even if like you feel nervous about it, good. Like
yeah.
My motto's always been like, if you're nervous, it's worth it because you got your guard up about that shit. If I'm like, oh yeah, bro, I got this. Don't let me do that shit. Like if I'm just like, I'm floating it, I got it. Nothing's gonna go wrong. Do not let me do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like you're ready.
Yeah, I am, because it's like a thing for like Hispanics to stay with their parents until, well, at least in my family, like the kids stay with their parents until they're about to get married, which is crazy. And that's how it is all in Colombia too, like until they're ready.
Is there like a just like a cultural reasoning for that? Is it like just to like make sure that you're completely ready for like, you know, that step of adulthood? Or
kinda, it's more like why not save as much money as you can until you could really afford the house. Yeah, it's just something to look forward to. But you just recently moved out, right?
Yeah, I did, and it's, bro.
So how is it? Do you feel like you're struggling, or do you feel like
nah, dude? Maintaining? Honestly, I've been like keeping my head above water, which is crazy because I'll be transparent. I haven't always been like the most fiscally responsible person. Like I haven't always been able to like handle my finances, and it was kind of honestly because like never really had to. Right. You know, I'm living with my parents. You know, I'm like, oh, bro, I'm about to be rich as fuck. All this shit doesn't matter. You know, like, oh, you know, we're making this music great. But like now I'm in that headspace. So like, nah, I want to have stability, and I like knowing that my bills are paid and I don't have to worry about it, and I can go out and enjoy myself and like not have to worry about like, oh, you know, am I gonna be good? Like, no.
Just have your own space too.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool too because, you know, I'm in charge. So that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I loved living with my parents and I loved, you know, being around them, and I definitely miss them, which is a cool part too that like I didn't really think I was ready for. I missed the fuck out of my parents all the time. I didn't do that when I was living with them. It'd be like, oh, I'm coming home from work and, you know, I'm just chilling here with them now. And like, you know, I just kind of want to be in my room all the time. Now it's like, oh shit, you guys want to go grab dinner? And we have shit to talk about because it's not like I didn't just tell you. Yeah.
They turned your room into like a gym and shit.
Nah, they're turning it into a little playroom for my nieces and nephews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once they had grandkids, they didn't give a fuck about us. It was.
Oh, so you're like an uncle?
Oh yeah, I'm Uncle Bubby for real, man. These kids got me on lock for real.
That's fire. Wow.
My sister, she's got 2 boys and 2 girls, and yeah, they keep my hands full for real.
Yeah, you're like the cool uncle, or like the one that they could like tell you secrets to and shit.
Oh, so yeah, definitely the cool uncle because I work at Dave & Buster's and I have all the music equipment. But I don't know. I think being like insightful really helps like my nephew because I just try. He's 15, so or no, he'll be 15 this year. And like, I don't know, I'm just kind of who he goes to for like those questions and certain little shit. So I'm just always on point with that.
You ever play him like your music and stuff?
Oh, he fucks with the music. Yeah, he does, which is cool. That's another thing that like I'm mad at Chicago for because it's so hard for me to get people to listen to my music sometimes because everybody in Chicago like makes music.
Oh, true.
And people kind of look at me and they're like, well, you can't make drill music. And they always think I make like straight white boy music. And it's like, nah, like I just had this instance with the girl where she's like, I just can't listen to your music because I'm scared of what it'll do. And it's like, you don't know the sigh of relief. You know, like there's been instances where like.
So they think it's drill or they think it's harder than it really is?
No, so they either think I make drill music, which I'll be upfront with you. I have nothing to rap about in that aspect. Like I'm not a drill rapper.
No, we love
at all.
honesty. Yeah.
You know, that's not me. I don't know what goes on in the hood. I'm never there.
I was actually just talking about this with Squared about how Gunna, I don't know if he told or whatever, but I guess a lot of people are looking down on him because of the whole trial and shit. I saw a video of Boozy like talking shit about him and shit.
Do you think he told?
Supposedly, I mean, Boozy said that he said like he was complying with like the prosecutor, and then he was like, yes ma'am, like he was even like being polite to the prosecutor. I don't know. I gotta watch the video. But
man,
a lot of times I feel like they rap about what they don't really be about. So like even like with Future, right? Doesn't Future say like,
oh yeah, Future is like rapped about like drug use and shit, and I know he doesn't use drugs for real, which is like I get it, but you know, that only, I feel like that, you know, the connection to that only goes on for so long because people are going to stop doing drugs. And that, I would hope at one point in their life they, you know, stop doing all the party shit for real. But I don't know. That's why I'm so big on like not lying. I don't want to lie when I talk about shit because one day your card will get pulled.
Yeah.
Like, they just pulled this man's card for real, for real. He was... like Boozy said, yes, man.
Do you feel like that? So with your style of music, like how could you describe it, or for the people that don't know, haven't heard you yet?
So for like the beat side of it, I would say it's very like melancholic, you know, and
that's a great word, yeah.
You know, it's very, you know, ethereal and you can get lost in it, and there's a lot of like thought-provoking instances within just like the beats, which is cool, which is, you know, one of my favorite parts because I'll just sit there and I'll listen to a beat, won't even write to it, and I'll cry. Like it'll bring immense emotions out of me, and those are the ones I keep for real. And then my rapping, I don't even know if I would call myself a rapper for real. I got all different types of shit. I get compared to Mac Miller a lot. Glocks told me that early on too. He would tell me that I was very similar to Mac. So I just kind of run with that a lot. He's always been a big inspiration to me too, Mac Miller. So
do you feel like when you got into rapping, people already had put you in like the category of a producer, or you haven't had that problem?
Oh no, they definitely did. And it's
try to box you in.
Yeah, it's always like oh, bro, let me get beats, because people don't really want to rap with me for real. Because to be completely honest, the rap game is very egotistical and everybody just wants to shine. So, of course, they would be like, oh, yeah, bro, let's work, but only let me get a beat from you. I'm like, okay. Like, that's not what I want to do half the time. And I'll just be upfront. You can't buy a beat from me. There's no, like, beats for sale. I just kind of work with the homies. And it's like not to like discredit anybody, but if I have a beat store up, I have this whole idea of like when a label tries to approach me, they can't have leverage on me for selling somebody a beat for, let's say, $500. They can't be like, oh, well, that guy got a beat from you for $500, so we're only paying you X amount. I only work out of love right now, and that's going to just drive up the price. So there is no Bubby Beats store. Nothing. You can't just...
That's fire. That makes it more exclusive. But was there ever a time that you were selling beats? Or
no, I've never
sold a beat.
I'm trying to think. Like, I don't want to say, like, I've never in my life sold a beat, but, like, at the point I'm at right now, when I started Bubby Beats, no, I haven't sold a beat. No, I've never sold one. Yeah, I low-key, like, really haven't gotten paid for a lot of this music shit. It's just, like, a lot out of love.
It's more out of love, and, like, because it brings you good feelings and stuff.
Yeah. So,
that's
like,
great. That's, like, how it should be.
I get to learn a lot from, like, working with people and just, you know, I get to help them. I've been told that I help people, you know, like sometimes my beats will bring better verses out of people, or I can help them with engineering and just getting it to sound like it wouldn't sound before, you know. Those are the little things I focus on. But yeah, I just make music out of love for real. It just
So you have a sort of like what Kanye was going through, like with like people trying to only buy beats from him and shit?
Yeah, but that's the cool thing is like with Kanye, I saw that it happened already and he got out of it. So we'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like I already saw they did it to bro and like it was good.
Do you so who would you say is like a big inspiration as far as, well, let me ask you, on the producer side and on the rap side?
So production side, Monty Booker. 100%.
That's crazy. I don't know if I used to go to the studio with Jose Franco.
Yeah.
And he used to be there a lot. Like, then he like blew up and like he went to LA and shit.
Bro, Monty Booker and I would change the world sonically.
Yeah.
Like if me and him got together to make music, it would be over with. Game over. Cause he's just so fucking cold for real. Did you ever meet him?
Yeah, I met him a few times.
He's cool as fucking person, isn't he?
Yeah. He does a lot of Smino shit.
Oh yeah, he does a lot of Smino shit. He actually got me tapped in with this artist. You should listen to. His name is Reggie. He's featured on Smino's new album Love for Rent, but he's a cold artist on his own as well. He's got this song called I Don't Want to Feel No More. And Buddy starts off the song talking about, I want what they give you at the dentist. I don't want to feel no more. I was like,
I have heard that song before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, that's
like, I
so
don't want to
cool.
feel. Yeah.
I don't want to feel no more. Oh. Hey, Reggie, if you hear this, that shit's raw.
Nice. So is that like the type of music that you tap into? Like, I guess, like a numbing feeling, or like trying to help you get through the day?
At that point, when I heard that song, I was actually writing my own music. So it helped me get into that headspace because I didn't want to feel anymore at that point. Which on the tail end, I've come to realize is not what I wanted at all. I want to feel every fucking emotion. Every single one. The moment I'm numb to it is the moment something's going wrong because I need to be able to process.
Yeah.
And the only way I'm processing is when I'm feeling that shit. So I just need to keep feeling and processing. The second I'm numb, help me.
I think that's super important for people to hear because everybody nowadays wants to act like they don't care about shit. And you always hear people say like, oh, I don't care. But I feel like those are the people that care the most and they just don't want to admit it.
So I have this theory that like when things aren't organic, people feel the need to overcompensate. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where, you know, you're talking about somebody and then they enter the room and you're not saying great things about this person, but then they enter the room and you're all of a sudden like, hey, yo, how you doing, bro? Like everything good? Yeah. You're all buddy. And it's that lack of organic connection that you
they're
have
overcompensating.
Yes. And so I've just come to realize, you know, that in so many aspects of life. So when like people say they don't care, I always question them like, so you think it's tough not to care? Like you think it's tough that you can't look at your feelings? And people like when you look at them like that, they'll be like, well, no. Also, I want to bring up a great point. Anger is an emotion. So yeah, angry people, you are emotional as hell.
Yeah.
Just
when they say like people who hate you, like they really love you, but it's like if they didn't care about you, then that's when like they didn't care, like they just wouldn't feel anything for you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I noticed that a lot with like my friends. Like when we get into arguments, like it's never because we only get into arguments because we love each other. You know.
That's honestly a great way to look at it because I feel like when you're in an argument, your pride is so high, and you're like, well, nah, man, I don't give a fuck because I'm angry. It's okay to care. Like, it's cool to care. You don't lose points for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you telling me you don't care, what's understood doesn't need to be explained.
Yeah. Facts.
If I'll know when you don't care because I'll start reaching out like, hey, do you not care? Do you not fucking with me? No, I know you care because you're displaying all these actions showing that you do. And I had to realize that about myself is I would say shit Like, oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. And the next thing, I'm bugging out about this shit. You know, we forget as people that we can say it all. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. I can say any word, and whether or not you believe me is on you, but I can say it. Now, if I do that shit, that's when people start to believe you for real.
In like a positive way or negative way, or just
in any way, for real, you know, because there was times where I had made promises and me not sticking to those promises made my reputation look worse, as opposed to had I stuck to those obligations and not just said them, because saying it makes you look real good. But now that you look real good, it gives you the opportunity to look real fucking bad when you don't do it. Because now I got this person's hopes up, especially when it comes to like music and art. I'm engineering people. I hold a lot of people's art, you know, at my fingertips. I want it to sound great for them. I want it to sound the best for them. But also I have to do it in a timely manner. That's kind of why I don't do it anymore. I just, you know. Yeah.
That's partially like what this podcast is about. Like a lot of people, it's easy to disappoint them when you're on your own artistic path. I deal with a lot of like commissions, and I like what you said. Like, I don't want to take any commissions anymore because it's so stressful, like being on someone else's time too. And it's like sometimes you could think that you could get something done in a timely manner, but like
life happens.
Yeah, it just hurts, or like it's like you have to really find the time to do that shit. But before I ask you this next question, who's like a musical inspiration, like I guess rapper or like a lyricist that you like look up to?
Oh, definitely Mac Miller.
Okay, nice. I can see that. Yeah.
Earl Sweatshirt. Believe it or not, I be into a lot of like battle rappers. I study a lot of like their delivery and their cadence and just the shit they say. They're very, very punchline driven. So I'm big on that. There's this dude named New Jersey Twerk.
New Jersey Twerk?
Yeah. He's funny as fuck. Yeah, like he's just got some hard hitting bars. This other dude, Rum Nitty. Those are like my two on the battle rap side, but pretty much Mac Miller, Smino, Earl Sweatshirt. Obviously that boy Chancellor. You know, Chance the Rapper. I've been his biggest fan since I can fucking remember. Now
you actually got to perform in front of him, right? Recently?
Yeah, that was that was cold. It was funny. Because I've met Chance a couple times now. And we've gotten to know each other. And I know a bunch of his friends. And I've served them at my job. And we've just gotten acquainted. And so I've never once pushed my music onto him. Like, hey, bro, I got beats.
Listen to my tape.
Yeah, never. Like, hey, tell me what the fuck you want to eat so I can put it in this order and then go do the rest of my job. And that's it. And I think he appreciated that, which I hope he did, because I would just want him to come to my job and enjoy his fucking meal. He's not there. I'm not trying to rap to him outside the bar type shit. But no, so he came and whatever. And so when I went to Bourbon, it was for a Styx jam night. And I just went to see because Styx is my homie and I wanted to see him. He was in town. So I went there. And the owner of Bourbon on Division told me that I was performing that night. And it's like open performances. It's a jam night. But Chance happened to be there. I performed a song that you low-key inspired called Rain Don't Last Forever. And
you performed that there?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's one of my favorite songs today because it just got so many components that like make it so personal to me. Just like the lyrics of the song, the fact that you inspired it. Paris, my manager, has vocals on it. Like
Damn. I didn't know all that. I mean, yeah, I would love to put it into this episode if I can.
Oh yeah, no, I'll send like it to you. Clip. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, definitely.
That's fire. And then he told you to keep going.
Yeah, so
run it back.
I started off trying to get the beat together because it was just like a band, and I've never performed with this band. So I started off the verse and I started singing. And then when the band started playing, he was like, no, man, run that shit back. And so we ran that bitch back. And when I got off stage, he said he really fucking rocked with it. And then he bounced, and the rest was history. Bro. Oh, no, he did perform with Tokyo, one of my favorite songs by them, Heaven Only Knows. And then he bounced.
Tokyo is a band.
No, Tokyo Sean.
Yeah, I love it. I used to grow up like all that Save Money shit. Joey Perf, like Tokyo, like I used to listen to all that shit.
Yeah, dude.
He was performing.
Yeah, Tokyo was hosting that bitch.
That's crazy,
dude. I always run into him.
They're the first people that I seen wear selvage, like him and Joey Perf. They used to have like I would always pay attention to like their gear because they were fresh as fuck, and like they're the first people I seen with like the little selvage strip. But
Save Money was always tapped in and always dripped the fuck out.
Yeah,
they still are low key. Save Money. I've met a lot of them these past couple months, and they're all still cool as fuck and just hella tapped into the streets. And I have no doubt in my mind we'll get a little Save Money resurgence again. I mean,
have you heard? I think it's like "I Want You" by like Tokyo Sean. It's like a ballerina in this music video. I'm gonna play it for you after this.
Yeah, play it for me. I gotta listen to his new shit, that Xanax, bro. He that video or his visualizer for it looks
Didn't he
crazy.
Go to like outer space or something? He was in a like
bro, this man he like took a balloon, and this is some crazy shit. Hey, Save Money, what y'all doing in the sky for real? Because Vic Mensa just shot Strawberry Louis Vuitton out of he skydived. So Save Money just be up in the stars for real. They be in the sky for real. But no, Tokyo, he definitely went on like a weather balloon, I believe. And yeah, he came down. He did go to space though.
Yeah, it was like a whole astronaut suit and shit. I don't know, but I remember that era, and that was a good time for Chicago for sure. I'm excited for this summer. I think this summer might be a really good one. I'm looking forward for us to like provide that to like the people. Like
it's crazy.
With me and my shows, you and your shows, like I think we could really have a great time. It's like I don't know. I haven't really like when winter comes, everybody's kind of like in the crib or like working. It's like
we're all stockpiling.
Now everyone's kind of just like holding.
It's getting warmer out. It's crazy to see it all come full circle. You know, so as a designer yourself, are you familiar with like Juggernaut and Leaders?
Yeah, definitely. I grew up on them for sure, and just I used to go to Juggernaut a lot because of I don't know if you know Bird. It was our homie that passed away. He used to like work for them, and he would always have us like come by the store, and like we would just link up with him before we went to his crib and shit. And then they were really tapped in with Fiji. The big guy Fiji.
Yeah.
And now I see them like being more active on social media too. Like they've been doing a lot more reels and they've been dropping a lot of clothes, right?
Yeah, no, they've definitely been dropping a lot more recently. And I just asked that to say, you know, like, do you see yourself becoming like the new like Leaders and Juggernaut, or is this like a different road you would take?
That's a good question. I feel like Pop's print is so personal to me that I don't think I could hold, because a lot of those stores, they hold other people's brands.
That is
like
true.
Juggernaut holds like BBC, and they got like Raised by Wolves. They got a lot of like big brands in their store. But I would like to create like a store that was like the overall umbrella that would carry Pop's prints, but it would also do like the co-signing of like other brands in there. But what I've noticed, like a lot of those stores, they have to sell shoes to keep up. Like they have to like start selling. Well, does Jug sell shoes?
I didn't see shoes in Jug.
Damn. So maybe they're doing really good for themselves. But like it's tough, right? And like to maintain people's attentions, because I don't even know if Leaders is really doing it like that anymore. Are they?
I've been seeing a lot of Leaders because I'm tapped in with like Tone Capone off of WGCI. So I just see him always posting a lot of Leaders shit, and you know, I don't know. Chance was always big in Leaders. I always saw him in more Leaders than anything, so I was always big on them. But I don't know. It seems like Jug is kind of like doing it right now, for real.
Yeah, Jug is really big. A lot of the newer stores are kind of more focused on like the designer, like Joe Freshgoods with Every Now and Then, or Don C. He's got his own store in Fulton Market.
Joe Freshgoods is crazy, bro.
So like I think that's where another direction I could go, like where it's just like more catered to me. Yeah, at the same time, I want to see what the spring collection has in store for me.
Do you find like you're more like pieces that are personal to you? Do they do better amongst the people, like the ones that like you least expect it?
That's funny. It's like it's a hit or miss sometimes. Sometimes the stuff that is more personal to me, I end up keeping a lot of it. But not for like these hoodies, these sold pretty quick. A lot of people like the script ones and like just me expressing myself. And then but I know some stuff that I know the people will buy. Like if it's like Dragon Ball Z shit or like Bulls related items or just like the very popular stuff, which is still personal to me because I love that shit too. But um yeah, I'm not really doing it for anybody else except for me. Like I need to tell my story. So if I keep like trying to prove it to other people, then it's like,
Is it really yours?
right.
My therapist asked me a good question because you just said my story. Would you be who you are without your story? Like, would you be the same person
No,
without all the shit you went through?
no way. It's not possible because it's like who made me. Like I fucked up so many times, bro. I like disappointed my parents so many times. I like totaled my car. I threw like house parties, got arrested, like all this bullshit when I was younger. And yeah, without that, I wouldn't have became who I am. I don't think. But so like, how does that work with like therapy? Like, do you think it's helped you?
Oh, so I've been in therapy for years, but this was like the first year, and it's crazy because like accountability came with it, and it just all it was just like a full circle year.
Do you rap to your therapist?
My therapist heard the album.
That's why.
Yeah, she asked me for it. She was like, "Can I hear it?" And I sent it to her. I want to hold on. Let me. I'm not gonna look through all those text messages, but she told me it brought tears to her eyes. She knew what it was all about, you know.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'd gone to this special type of therapy, and I'll display it. You know, anybody who's gone through trauma, you know, whether it be lately, recently, or early childhood, there's this type of therapy called EMDR therapy, and pretty much it gets your brain, when you go through trauma, both sides of your brain, your right brain and your left brain, they don't really talk anymore. They just kind of operate on two sides of the, you know, spectrum. And so, you know, it's a lot of, you know, you're looking at this ball go across the screen. At least it was a screen for me. I did it all via telehealth. So you're looking at this ball go across the screen, and while it's going across the screen, they're asking you questions to stimulate your brain. And, you know, I was even like tapping my legs just to like, you know, get my brain stimulated. And while you're going through this, these questions are just digging you deeper and deeper into all this like trauma or whatever. And by the end of it, you just kind of look back one day and you're like, holy fuck, I got confidence now. I've got self-esteem. I can think logically and not break down every time somebody disagrees with me, and not get out of body. Because so my biological father passed away last year, and I was finally at a point in my life where I wasn't angry with him, not off the fact of like it had anything to do with him, because forgiveness is very selfish. We forgive people for ourselves, and we apologize for ourselves. You know, we don't want people to be mad at us, and that's a beautiful thing too. It's not negative. But my whole thing was I never got to know you, but I know me.
Yeah.
So like, I know me well enough to forgive you for the things that you did, because like I said, who would I be without my story? And so him walking out taught me how to forgive. It taught me how to allow somebody to, what most people think, fuck up. I got the best of the situation though, you know. I came out batting 1,000 on it.
Yeah.
So how could I be mad at anybody for that? Anybody who, I don't know, like maybe he thought he had shortcomings and he thought that was the best option. And then he tried to go back on that. Younger me, I wasn't able to accept that, but me now, I never got to know you, but I know me.
Yeah, we're like the best versions of our fathers for real. And like a lot of people, like they walk around like not feeling worthy, so that like that leads them to like a lot of
worth what though, you know, like what is worthy to you? Like
right.
What makes you wake up and say like, hey, this gives me value besides you,
besides yourself? Yeah, they don't feel worthy of like themselves, I guess, right?
Yeah. And I'm also big on like relevancy. You only make problems of what like you make relevant, you know, like you only start seeing shit go wrong once you notice that something's going wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's crazy. That's true. And like, so therapy helped you like understand that, and like,
Yeah.
is that like to help you focus, like the dot? Like to
So
help you tap in?
yeah, it's honestly because the human brain, you know, it can process. It's a Xerox printer. You can come up with ideas, and it's a great storyteller. And so it brings you to the moment right here. You're present. It's what's going on here. And so you're just watching you go back and forth while also reliving your past or whatever, you know, brought you the trauma. And it's at first, dude, there was times where I'd be at work just making drinks for people that didn't even order them. Like, I'm just making random shit.
Because you're just like your mind's elsewhere?
My mind is elsewhere because I'm going through this intensive therapy. And all of a sudden, you know, they were sending me home from work and shit. But on the back end of it, I'm a completely different person. When you go through early childhood trauma, and a lot of people don't realize this, your self-esteem and your confidence is shot. I took what's known as an ACE test. It's like an acute child esteem test. And if you score from 1 to 10, you have horrible self-esteem. 10 to 20 is average. Anything above 20, you're a narcissist, or you have narcissistic tendencies. I scored like an 8. So,
crazy.
So I had horrible self-esteem. I had no confidence. And I had to rebuild and realize, like, oh, okay, just because this happened, like, dude, I had to like put this whole puzzle together my whole life, and just really, it was a beautiful thing on the back end.
Like, you could tell that you understand yourself a lot better. Or like, I mean, I didn't know you back then, but I mean, you've always given off confidence to me. If you were to take that test now, what number would you have? Or you haven't?
I haven't taken that test. I would love to. I would hope I don't score above 20. I know I'm a human. I have an ego, but I do try to humble myself. I try to remember I'm human. We're all, even as much as I don't want to be, because I don't really fuck with the human race like that. We're very, so there's a lot of narcissistic tendencies in self-care too. You know, you can easily point the finger and be like, well, you weren't there for me when I needed you most, and I needed somebody. And it kind of all hit me when my friend told me one day, he was like, yeah, bro, I understand you're going through all this shit, but when you go through things like this, the best thing for us to do is kind of leave you alone. It's what you want. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I made all these people think that I don't want them to talk to me, because based off my actions, no matter what I'm saying, bro, no matter what I'm saying, I need you guys. I need this. My actions like, get the fuck away from me. Don't come by me. And that's where a lot of people don't want to look at, like, oh, well, am I making people think that they can't talk to me? And that's why they don't want to talk to me, because they think the best thing for me to do right now when I'm going through these times of crisis is to figure it out on my own, because my actions have displayed so. And most people don't want to look at that. It's a, no, fuck you. I'm down. You don't want to come talk to me. And now we can't be friends. As opposed to like, bro, you just made me think, like,
yeah, it's like
the best thing for you was to leave you alone, because that's all you ever say.
That's a crazy realization for sure. It's like all we ever want is like to feel acknowledged or like to feel seen, right? And like, yeah, people just don't know how to handle you.
No. Yeah. And it's not wrong to want to feel acknowledged, feel seen. I mean, you know, half the time I came up in a multi-sibling household, so it was kind of always like a
fighting for attention.
And I know most of my friends come up with that shit too. But now I only want my attention. For so long I was so focused on like, how could I make other people, and I still am, I still give a fuck about how I can make people happier besides myself. But it's more of a, I love me for me, and I love me. And it's allowed me to love other people too, not for what they can do for me, just what they can do for themselves. I've come to realize the next person I'm with, I could give a fuck if they have money for me, or if like what she does for me sexually. Like, what do you do for yourself?
Yeah.
What do you want to do to better yourself as a person so you can wake up happy and not having to depend on me, so that I can do the same in return? I can wake up happy and not have to depend on you for that shit.
That's great, bro. Yeah. So I always like to ask my guests, like, can you give me something that you're proud of and something that you're disappointed in? It could be about yourself or like about anybody or like the world. You just said you were disappointed in like the human society or like.
The only reason I would ever say I'm like disappointed in human, like in human
Humans in
society,
general, yeah, or humans in general.
you know, it's just because we only do shit when it's convenient. We only hold accountability to ourselves when it's convenient. We only, you know, love everybody when it's convenient. You know, there's, you know, it's all just a justification game. Well, I can do this because you did this to me. When it's like nobody should be doing this shit either way. You know. And that's the only reason I'm like ever disappointed in the human race. But I mean,
is there anything else you're disappointed in? Or
yeah.
It could be something that you fucked up on or
well, so like, do you know where accountability came from? Like my album?
No, not really. Did you break someone's heart?
No, so I low-key broke my own heart because I'm a clown for this one. And like I love it though, because I can talk about it now and be like, holy shit, I bounced back from this. And so accountability was all because I was dating this girl and I was super insecure because I had all these problems that I had not fixed yet. And so I would constantly accuse her of cheating on me, even though she was displaying all these ways of how she loved me for real. And I would just be so insecure because I valued her so high, bro. Like I would just put her on this pedestal because that's how I thought of her. And I thought in turn, my perspective was everybody else's perspective. So just because I did it, everyone else did. And just because I want her so much, everyone else does. And so also you accuse people of what you're capable of. And so I would be like, oh, people are hitting on you when you go out to the bar, because there were occasions where girls would hit on me when I would be out at the bar. And I know me. I know that I wasn't going for those and it wasn't like enticing to me, but I didn't know her well enough to know that she wouldn't do that shit to me.
Yeah. And
so I fucked up that whole relationship. And then it's cool because I'm disappointed and proud of the same thing.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm disappointed that I fucked that relationship up because she was a great girl, but you know, we stick and move. But also I have to be proud of that because it was just another stepping stone in who I became as an artist.
And it gave you a project to
yeah, gave me some bars for real. Yeah. I definitely got the bitches off because of her, but
that definitely happened to me too. I had a relationship where I was very insecure and I ruined it. But yeah, we just have to learn like the hard way type shit, right?
I mean, I can like hear it in like the way you talk now. A person who's confident, like they have this like laxness to them. Like it's almost like yeah, I'm just saying what I'm saying because it's real and I know it's real. And like, I don't know, I could hear that in you now. Like you have this confidence in your voice. Like you have this like very like, you know, I don't need to say it abrasively because motherfuckers gonna believe it because I said it for real.
Yeah. I guess I never thought about it like that. I like to think I'm very like what's that word when it's like it's not
you like Zen?
Yeah.
Like really Zen.
Or I just like to see everybody's perspective, and like I know that even if I think I know something, I don't. Or like what I know, everything I know is like relative to me. So I have to be very cautious about what
Damn, I like that.
What I say, you know what I mean?
Everything I know is relative to me.
Yeah.
I like that for real. There's this quote I heard the other day scrolling through Instagram. It's I'm not who I think I am, and I'm not who you think I am. I am who you think I am who I think you think I am.
I am who you think I am. No, I
am who you think I am. So it's like, yeah, dude, it's so fucked.
I am who you think I think I am.
So like, I am only the person that I think you think I'm trying to be. So I'm trying to be whatever your perception of me is. And it's just both of our ideas working together.
Yeah, that's what they say, like it's never your perspective or the next person's perspective. It's like the person who's looking at both people's perspective.
That's real though.
Yeah,
that's real
It's like
because
the third person.
bias is so real.
Yeah.
You know, like even when I make a beat, oh, I love this shit. If I listen to it the next day, Babs, delete that shit off my computer, bro. Get that shit off my computer.
Yeah, that happens with a lot of my paintings or like a lot of my artwork. I just, because I'm looking at it for so long, it could be like for like 6 hours at a time, and then I step away from it and I come back to it. I'm like, oh, I see all the defects, or like I need somebody else's eyes to look at it because you're so like used to.
Do you ever like, and I know we shouldn't search for this, but we're humans, man. Do you ever need that like validation from other people and you're like, okay, yeah, bro, this shit is raw. Like this shit is that.
It does help, yeah. There's a few handful of people that I send my shit to just so I could like, and it's kind of fucked up because I know in my heart it's raw, but I need them to tell me like it's good to like feel. I don't know, yeah.
It's real though, but like, okay, because I don't know. It's almost like a test against your bias because you know that shit's raw and you fuck with it, but you do have to. I send test samples out of my music. You're a recipient of that. I'm very big on like if I believe a song is good, I'm going to send it to a couple people, and honestly, a couple different people who I know have different music tastes, and kind of gather like their feedback on it and go back and make tweaks and shit based on that. We gotta, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to sell this shit. So,
do you ever get mad at the negative feedback? Like if someone gives you negative feedback?
Depends on what it is. Like if it's just some like, and it depends on who it's coming from.
Because some people don't even make beats, so they don't really know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like all
the
little details.
There's been fucking times, man, where I'm sitting there making a beat and someone's like, you should add this. And they don't even know what the instrument's called.
Right.
And I'm like, you should not be talking to me about what I should be putting in a beat right now. Because another thing I've realized is convenience. You're only the best when it's convenient for other people. You're only the best when it's a benefit for them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
interesting. Yeah.
Like they're only calling you the GOAT when you're on their team.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, would you be the GOAT under any other circumstances or pretenses? Unless you were like, could you just not benefit? And this is where it's like loving me for me and not what I could do for you. Like, would I be the GOAT if I was doing this shit in a completely different fucking country and you guys just knew me off the internet and I didn't make beats for anybody here in fucking Illinois? Will motherfuckers still be calling me the GOAT, or is it just because I got access type shit?
It might take a little longer, but I think, it'll show. Like some shit's undeniable. You know what I mean?
I've only done one podcast before, and it was for my homies. They did a sports podcast, and it was like 3 years ago. So this is like my first like.
Was it Tyrone?
No.
Oh,
Shout out Tyrone though. Shout out Tyrone's fucking
so
sportscast, man, for real. LV Pablo, man. You know I have a song that he rapped on.
Bro, he's been going crazy. I know he has a song with.
All right.
Austin, right?
Let it be known. I brought Tyrone out of retirement.
Damn.
Yes. I brought him out of retirement in Glock's garage. It's a song with Glocks, Tyrone, and Alex. And Tyrone spit the hook on that bitch, bro. I remember making a beat and he was just in that bitch freestyling. We all looked at bro and said he had to get on that motherfucker. He performed it too. We had it perform,
on
bro.
Stage?
We had Tyrone perform, bro.
Damn, I'm sad I missed that.
Yes, bro. Tyrone performed for real.
Wow. Well, I want to thank you for coming on here, bro. Thank you for opening up and letting people know a little bit more about yourself. You really like informed me a lot. Like I'm excited to edit this so that I could hear back on what you were saying.
Dude, I appreciate you having me for real. For real, I've been thinking about doing this shit, and I'm glad we just kind of like
we could always do like a part 2 for sure. Like, maybe in the summer. Like we're looking to get a new space too, so I'm excited for that. But can you let the people know where they can find you? Yeah,
so you guys can find me on all platforms at Bubby_Beats. And follow me, I'll follow back. I'm not one of those internet type of people. So it's all love. I appreciate Paz for having me on this motherfucker. Make sure y'all go Hey, follow Pabs if you're not already, and then cop some new merch, man. I know I am.
Thank you, bro. And make sure to listen to Accountability, available everywhere.
Yeah. New music soon.
New music, let's go.
All right, yeah. All love, man. Thank you, Pabs. Dude, that was a really good fucking conversation.
Yeah, you got deep, bro. I love it. I love like when people open up. A lot of people don't see that side of you.
Oh no, and I've realized like it gives other people like, oh shit, he's doing it. I can do it too now. Like so many people have just, I'll be at work. I know so many fucking people I'll never see again. I know their whole life story, bro. Just because I opened up to them a little bit about like what I've been through as a child, and they're like, whoa, me too.
That's a beautiful thing.
I got some music dropping. Maybe if I'm feeling generous. I'll drop some fucking music. I got this song called Bubby Beats that's just been sitting on the on the little burner. Either that or Rain Don't Last Forever. I'll give y'all one of those two right before summer. Yeah. Other than that, make sure y'all cop some Pabs prints before he takes all that shit off the website. Hit bro up for any of them last minute deals.